all kinds of reasons why people dislike their neighbors. And to be a Christian is to no longer see anybody in racial terms at all. You can't be a racist if you're a Christian, and if you're a racist, you're not a Christian. So,
and if you're uneducated, because obviously he's clearly uneducated, this minister, when it comes to the reality show, is that basically how the perspective of this world, he's been educated when he referred to as it's American issue. I know how you get educated in this country. I was educated in a white school about racism. It's a southern state and South African apartheid situation. It has nothing to do with Caribbean.
Affinity Extra. Be extra.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are personal and do not necessarily represent the views of Affinity Extra.
Yeah, guys, this is boy here, Roger Moore from Affinity Extra, celebrating gospel music, Black Origin. We're on the Edge show. Alongside the point, we're having to have to do a bit of a reload, but you know, technical things are technical things. This is how we do it, man. Thank God for technology and the knowledge and all them things. Anyway, so yeah, praise God for road and hard drives and the binary things and the computers that have been elevated and developed thanks to wars and all that business. You know, we really appreciate the evolution of technology because people want to get one on somebody over somebody else. But listen, that is just me causing trouble with the straight away. You know, it's Roger now when he starts talking that talk. But I'm alongside we call him Superintendent Reverend Dave.
Come on, no, man.
Bishop White. Yeah, the Pentecostal version. Man, I wear white today, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying, call it a white Bible, but white the road way, you know what I mean? Not white the white WHIT way, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? The ends way, you know what I mean? You got different spellings, you know, the people, you know what I mean? You got Stefan and you got Stephen, yeah, Steve, yeah, different versions anyway. But no, 100% guys, we again show love towards the point that's on the YouTube channel. Watch out for that, guys. But we are going to go straight into this, man. We're going to go hard into this because you know I was highly encouraged and discouraged by this video that I saw on YouTube, and we're going to just put our opinion, our vibe to what's being said, and take out the pluses and whatsoever with it. So let me bring this on the screen for people who are watching on YouTube, but I will read out exactly what it says. So I was watching GBN News. Now,
why was you watching that though? Anyway,
it's because it picks up my algorithms. I know that I'm antagonistic with so my YouTube algorithms go from one extreme, black people this, you know what I'm saying. So what I do is I watch Umar Johnson, but then what tends to happen, you have the opposite, and I watch Candace Owen as well. So what?
You're right wing conservative. Okay.
No, I'm a right wing. I'm all things to all men, like Paul said. You know, get me? So you say so I'm a Gentilian when I'm ready, bro. And I'm a Hebrew Israelite when I'm ready.
Pagan when you're ready, and the
you say, wow, you know what I mean? You have to wear the clothes. You know what I mean? You have to wear that fresh fur coat. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I get myself in trouble. Yeah, you say, but you know, so my algorithms brought up this because they wanted me to start watching more Umar. I think they're targeting
this out. They wanted to balance it out.
Yeah. You want to remind me, you're in England, Roger. You're in England, man. Remember, this is how we do it in England. You know what I mean?
England.
So and obviously I watch a bit of Candace Owen. Not saying I'm a fan of Candace, but I like sometimes a conservative approach to against some of the things that are profane in our culture. Yeah, man. She calls it out, and I like the way she does call it out. But at the same time, I think she goes over too far, a bit like Tatum. They go too far. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They kind of forget themselves. But it is what it is.
As you said before, innit?
Yeah.
It's important. We have to watch and listen to things that we don't necessarily always agree with.
Yeah,
it's important.
But it's good to hear their points. And actually, it puts in a really cool place. So when I saw the screen, man, and I said the church 1 billion. When I saw the £1 sign, I thought 1, and I saw the illion, I thought, oh, £1 million. Okay, slavery fund. Hold on, 1 billion. First and foremost, I'm going Church of England. For a church that has empty seats, they got some pee. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying all the churches are empty in Church of England, but I'm going, boy, the people still pay the tithes, bro. But then you got Church of England, but the thing is, a subtitle, which is I think is more GBN. And I would say, people, if you haven't got a strong tolerance, don't watch GBN News. Yeah, it'll wind you up. It says here that the Church of England's fund aims to address the moral sins of slave trade. Now, I would actually say that the Church of England was actually an active player within slavery, where from a systemic perspective and also from a individual perspective, where there were slave owners who were pastors at the time. You know what I'm saying? That benefited, whose families benefited up to 2015 from the payout. You know what I'm saying? And you got also at the same time, the Church of England have got big churches and buildings in the West Indies because they were part of the civilization tool of African people in the Caribbean. So that was part of the civilization and the colonization of our minds, which was done through Christianity, and also raped our community of its heritage. You know what I'm saying? And it was part of doing that. And Church of England was part of doing that in Americas to the Native Americans, and they were part of doing that in Australia to the Aboriginal people as well. And they tried to do that in India as well. You know what I mean? In a lot of spaces as well. So, and they've done it in Africa. So they were part of the civilization arm of England, because that was a church for England, if you know me, if you go in there. But we're not going to go too much into that still anyway. You know, I would love to get Church of England minister to explain that. I think that can be arranged. But that's what I saw. So when you saw 1 billion, bro, what did you think? Oh my gosh.
That it?
Yeah.
My mind, is that it? Is that it?
But I never seen 1 billion associated to reparations, bro. I just want to be on the table.
It's one of them. Is that it? And can you put a price on it? And then obviously you're gonna have people like, why do we have to pay for it? And it shouldn't even be a thing. That, but yeah, we're gonna get into that. Yeah. But when I saw it, it's like, daddy, because
it cannot be an amount that we sign off on. It cannot be an amount that we sign.
No, you can't.
I mean, also, this is the Church of England. So the thing is, I'm looking at Lloyd's. When what will Lloyd's be? Because they grew off insuring ships for slavery.
Yeah, I mean,
how many billions is that?
You're right. It's like, then how long? You can't put a price in it, but then if you were to, then like how much, and then how long do we pay this thing for? Do we pay reparations for? But I believe Church of England's worth in assets around 10 billion. So this is like their 1/10 of a tide.
It's
like the tithing back.
We'll give you 10%. We'll get 10%, even though we had free labor for 300 years that built our churches and you help us build. You know what I mean? So they've taken a lot out of our community, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, but you know that sometimes, bro, when people pay back, you know what I mean, money that they're due or robbery, some companies go bust because they've built off something. So, you know what I mean? So, you know, people going, oh, you only allowed a certain percentage. I know people just sue people and just light up the company, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, so, and also, is this out of the church's insurance policy?
Okay.
I'm not saying it might not be in the back pocket. Yeah. They got insurance?
Like some of the endowment, well, and that's some of the work they've been doing around that, especially the initial 100 million that have set aside over 10 years
Go on.
For the church commissioners fund as well that they've set aside for. So I think it's maybe linked to this. I don't know, but we'll see when we break it down and get into it.
No, most definitely. But I'm going to start to just give everybody a pitch now. I would say, people, this is our opinion to what this guy's saying. But also, if you're antagonized by GBN News, you don't have to watch it. But it's gbnnews.com, which is basically Affinity Extra, but for non-Affinity Extra people. People without the extra, you know what I mean? But no, it's not a Christian station, so but it's a conservative, and I do feel that they do associate themselves to church traditional men's mindsets. I feel for when I was seeing some stuff anyway. Still, yeah. But listen, we're gonna hit play and see how far we can get into this.
England is drumming up money for a £1 billion fund to address the legacy of slavery, which, according to the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, is only the beginning of a multi-generational response to the appalling evil of transatlantic chattel enslavement.
So that's interesting. So you see how that antagonistic phrase they put under there, when they actually put the quotes in there, it actually exactly what we're saying. It's not. It's just the beginning. So it's in the 1 billion is just the beginning, and even they have to recognize that they're not referring to slavery; they're referring to the transatlantic slave, which is seen as is it cattle? Chattel slavery,
which is basically treating humans as chattel, like not well. They're not human.
Yeah, free theft silver, man.
They're not human.
Yeah,
that's how they justify it. But so that's what it was. As commodities.
100%, man. So you guys set the scene.
It comes at the same time as the church is hiring an anti-racism officer to, quote, deconstruct whiteness. And that's not all the church has been wasting in its whopping £10 billion endowment on. Last week...
Okay. Church of England is blasted for trying to hire £36,000 a year anti-racism officer to destruct whiteness. What's wrong with that? Which has been criticised, accusing it of drinking the critical race Kool-Aid.
Mad.
Bro, that talk right there, bro. Yo, bro, that's next to bro. That is what you call covert racism. Just that response, and that's a Daily Mail.
Oh, come on, Daily Nail, I call it Daily Nail.
But
look,
that's
but
not.
here's the thing.
I mean, Kool-Aid, you know, bro. If anyone knows Kool-Aid, people, we know what Kool-Aid is, yeah. Critical race Kool-Aid, bro.
But here's a couple of things. Firstly, the caption, woke Welby has lost his way. That's for one, just from GMB. But the Kool-Aid thing, obviously, like drinking the Kool-Aid in it, that's from Jim Jones. The cult leader. So it's like, it's that
Kool-Aid
people are drinking.
Well, we know what Kool-Aid is.
We know what Kool-Aid is.
Because Kool-Aid come from, every time our family go to Jamaica or America, they'll bring back Kool-Aid back in the day.
But I think they're using that, referencing the Jim Jones massacre, the cultish behaviour. Now we're having to
drink. That's
a
good point. That's good.
We're drinking this thing that's going to kill us off.
Yeah.
This is killing us. Having this approach of anti-racism, that's killing us off. That's killing the church.
£36,000 a year.
Again, is that it? Is that it? Is that it?
Bro,
you're going to pay. But then I don't know if that's across the different dioceses of the Church of England. So it's not just one person, but it's different. But again, I'm like,
they need to hire Robert Redford for 150. he'll quit it. He'll say, listen, it'll take me 2 weeks, mate. I'll bring out the book next week.
Definitely ain't gonna want to hire you.
Yo, boy, it's good. So but that's crazy, boy. Daily Mail.
You know the
Daily Mail, bro. This is not YouTube, you know, bro. This is not. You get away with saying that in YouTube, bro. But this is Daily Mail.
But what's the scripture? Can anything good come out of Galilee or out of Nazareth? Can anything good come from Daily Mail? Daily Mail. But anyway,
bro, sports pages.
Disclaimer: this is my thoughts, not the thoughts of Affinity Extra. Daily Mail. That's what I call it.
Daily Mail. If you want to take us over, you got 1.8 million to put in my hands to run Affinity Extra. Oh, I'm happy, man. I'll send out to you all day, love, mate. You know what I'm saying? But sorry, I probably wouldn't.
All parishes were told to draw up a race action plan after a pro-BLM Bishop of Dover told the church to embrace being woke. Meanwhile, Justin Welby is still doing his level best to thwart the government's Rwanda plan after he voted it down in the House of Lords today and said this.
Rise in international human rights law grew out of the horrors of the 1940s, where a government that in 1933 in Germany had been legally and properly elected, passed horrific laws that did terrible things.
He's brought up Hitler and the...
So that's why this is shocking that they're doing that. So they've used that clip, that soundbite where he's talking about the Rwanda bill. Yeah, they're using that to conflate the church's approach. So it's like they're building that case of, and then obviously he uses. Welby uses that analogy, although he goes to say it's nowhere near the same as Nazi Germany or the Nazi Party in Germany. But look how they're building that narrative already to say, look what he believes in. Based on the Rwanda bill, that he's saying it's not what the government is trying to push through is illegal, and he's against what the government's trying to do. But I find that interesting. That's what they're building.
Because it's associated to the black people. Because of the black. Because Rwanda is in a black country, in black continent, and it's black people there, and it's actually one of the rising nations of the whole of Africa right now. Still, it's actually big up to. But obviously, he's not going. They're coming from a derogative way to say.
So they're doing it. They all look the same. They're all the same. We're going to use this clip where he's talking about the Rwanda bill, which is nothing to do with so they're all the same.
By the way, Rwanda is not a Caribbean country. By the way, people, I just want to make sure that people know that it's an African country. So it has technically. Slavery is more to do with Afro-Caribbean people, Afro-Latino people or African Americans who were unfortunately Afro slaves of African people. And I want to define that when we see black people, it's like not everyone's from Ukraine just because they're white. Just treat it like that. That's how crude it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man. So
I just had to say that. I just found that interesting.
Yeah, of course, bro. It's just these newsboys, they're just being newsboys, innit? You know what I mean? But it's the clergy. At least he stayed up, man. And you know what? It's referred to as woke Welby, not referred to as his title. You know, this derogative. They say woke Welby. So it's just like, really?
The whole thing to do with wokeness as well.
Bro, it's just like, they say it's just to antagonize.
Even it's been hijacked. So anyway, we ain't gonna.
I think woke's a great phrase. When it first came out, I thought,
that's what I'm saying. We knew what it meant and what it was for.
It's for black, especially I saw it as in the initial time was specifically in the black church. It was us as black people kind of waking up. That we've been enslaved, enslaved in our minds. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I saw it like that, and I thought it's really good, but it just got overtook.
That's been hijacked
again. You know what I'm saying? Like how they hijacked the N-word, but that's a whole other thing.
He's brought up Hitler and the Nazis, and let's not.
So look at his face. He's brought up Hitler and the Nazis. Do they actually realize their atrocities are worse than Hitler? And you can soundbite that out, people. I don't really businessman, but you have to realize slavery happened over a 300-year period. 400-year period. People like Leopold wiped out 10 million. I'm sure it's 20 million, but no, definitely 10 million. That's twice as many even Jews. What for? To drying out the resources that's given them the massive, for free, the massive palaces that they have there and then beautiful art, you know what I mean? And they still got Congolese people. You need to just take down that whole Leopold, like him on a horse thing in there, you know what I mean?
I don't think that's in Congo, the monument.
Yeah, it's still there.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there. I was talking about Congolese.
I thought it was in Belgium.
No, bro, they got him on a horse, bro, in the middle of Congo right now.
Wow. Okay.
Bro, that thing would have got torn apart, bro.
Okay, wow.
but anyway, so Hitler did a terrible thing to the Jews, 100%. Absolutely disgusting. And it should be rated. But what you have to realize, and that army soldier actually showed me this, a white army soldier said to me, listen, Roger, don't get twisted. Concentration camps were developed by the English in the Boer War. You know what I'm saying? So don't get caught up in the hype that Hitler invented this. We invented this and we use this against our own white people that were the Dutch Boer people. I'm not here to cause any trouble between the Boers and the English in South Africa, but this is what that was being used for. You know what I'm saying? So get it right, man.
Forget, the church stands accused of helping migrants submit completely bogus asylum claims, all while parishes are closing at the fastest rate since records began. So has the Church of England become a woke lobby group instead of a religion? I'm joined now by the former chaplain to our late Queen Elizabeth, Dr. Gavin Ashenden.
Right, the church has become a woke lobby group, bro. Now, the thing is, what I'm saying is, guys, please go to some of Dave's the point, messages, because he's effectively saying that social justice is a woke. The church isn't fulfilling the role. So I'm going, hold on a second. What does this guy who's talking very cockily, you know what I'm saying? You could say he's using his performing art skills. the audacity to call the church, because it's dealing with social matters with people that doesn't look like him. When it was dealing with the Ukrainian church, when it comes to Ukrainian people, they wouldn't be talking like this. They're like, yeah man, come to you. Listen, give them £500 a month just to take care of them. But when it comes to people coming from Africa, it's fake asylums. I know.
Or in this case, it would have just been not just those from Africa, but those from the Middle East, in particular, Syria, Afghanistan.
Yeah, of course.
Kurds. So that's who he's also referring
to.
I think the atrocity that happened recently in London, where they said that he was given, I can't remember where he was from, but he was given asylum based on him converting to Christianity. This is what he's trying to refer to in that respect. Shocking behaviour.
Bro, it's
Shocking.
disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful.
Shocking.
Right, so we got this Charlie on the other side. Now I want to look at it. Now look at the background, people. You might not be able to see. He's trying to do some Byzantine Jesus version. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Jesus with like a brownness to get the wokeness. So he looks like he's a bit orthodoxy at the top corner there. Still, yeah. He's probably saying that's where Christ began. He's not going Coptic on us. So you know what I mean. So fair play. He's got no blonde hair, blue eyes, but he's getting close to that with that one. You know what I'm saying? So that was before colour was invented.
Thank you very much. Is the Church of England now not a religion, just a woke lobby group?
Well, Patrick, it's doing a very good imitation of being a woke lobby group, if it is still a religion. The trouble is, the ideas the Archbishop of Canterbury is promulgating in the public space are anti-Christian. They've got nothing to do with the faith. And I mean, he wasn't always like this. I think he's lost his way. But undoubtedly, these latest schemes involving reparations and racism have nothing to do with Christianity. And just at a time when the church really needs reinvigorating and a new vision of what it really is all about.
I might even.
Who wants to go first on this, bro?
So it's interesting he's saying it. Well, for one, he's a former Anglican bishop and he was the chaplain to the Queen. I find quite interesting. I mean, that's, Church of England has really polarizing views in it. It's just crazy that he sees it that way.
He sees it like he's lost his way. It's like he's talking about it quite, it's just scary. People, these guys were, this amazing queen that loved her Commonwealth and loved her brown people and everything. But it really shows that the people around her, this is the mentality of them. So it shows you it wasn't as what we thought it was. It's clearly not what it was because, you're guilty by association. And I don't care. When you have people around you, you bring people in your space to suit yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't get twisted. Artists get managers that are terrible, but they know they're terrible because they want them to be terrible. They're put them in place for that. Go on.
I want to hear what he's got to say.
Okay.
But with him saying that he's lost his way, I don't know. So that Welby's lost his way. One of the things I think most, and I'm not even Anglican, I don't really know, and I haven't really been keeping up to speed with what happens in the Church of England. But I think one of the things that you know about him is that he's always been talking about reconciliation in regards to the atrocities that the Church of England has done, whether that's in regards to chattel slavery, LGBTQ, in regards to abuse. Them are the kind of things that Welby's kind of championed. So him saying that he's lost it. So what did he might obviously knows him better than me, but I'm thinking, but that's what is from the moment he kind of stepped into the office as Archbishop of Canterbury, that's kind of what his work's been about. So is he talking before that? That's kind of him. You know what I mean? You don't come
in
to
Bible
this,
college together, man. They went to Bible college.
Do you know what I mean?
And they're saying like this, yo, we was in Bible college and we used to talk about black people like this, and then now he's changed. That's what he says to me. You know what I'm saying?
You can't, as an institution and as a church, you can't come to the fact that now you're going to allocate a £1 billion fund out of nowhere. He would have had to have done this legwork from day one in order for it to get to the point. Now we're in a position to do it.
It's true.
So that's crazy.
And there's people probably before him that was working on his package as well.
I doubt. I'm not going to say nothing. Probably in the background, but not as not high up, not the other archbishops. And I could be wrong, but I'm going out on a limb and say I very doubt his predecessor, which was what's his name, Rowan Williams, and I doubt it.
Okay,
I never heard nothing.
But do you feel that sometimes the race issue gets mixed up with the LGBTQ issue? So what they do, they call wokeness, and they say, the race is gets mixed up, because I believe that Church of England has been in trouble over the whole LGBTQ situation. There's a split over that still, and I feel that sometimes we're mixed, and it's two different arguments for me, but it always gets put into the same. So the race gets dashed into the same pot, when you can't choose your color. What you choose partner-wise in the future is a selection. So that opens up a whole nother can of worms. But the problem is, it's very easy to chuck the racial talk in that same arena when it's not the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, people will I know some people always use that argument. Some people would say, no, that's not. It's a different argument. But those are the things where it seems to be the key things that have been prevalent over the past how many years? Race, sexuality, gender, misogyny, abuse. Those are the kind of the hot topics that are discussed. So
yeah, I hear that, bro. Right, let's see what they're saying.
I mean, other religions aren't shy about their faith. Other religions are absolutely banging the drum. I mean, I would love to see the attendances at mosques versus the attendances at local parish churches and track their correlation and their incline or decline, respectively. But, we'll be here talking about a £1 billion fund to say sorry for slavery. Does he have anything to say sorry for?
Well, he really doesn't. I mean, first of all, there are so many things wrong with this. We don't believe in ancestral guilt. We believe in putting things right in this generation between people who've fallen out. There is nothing else in which we hold our ancestors accountable for. What's happened, of course, is that we've imported a piece of American guilt wouwithout any exploration of it. And
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. This guy's just winding me up. I couldn't go any further than. Listen, let me explain to people. Memorial Day is something that's celebrated specifically in white church. You see, Memorial Day, the 11th day, based off World War.
Remembrance Day.
Yeah. 11th day, 11th hour, 11th. You know what I'm saying, of World War One day. Yes, so yeah, I know that. I grew up in a white school. We grew up in a culture where it was anti-Hitler. We used to sing all the songs. But the kids used to sing the songs and whatever. Against. It's very anti-German vibe when I was a young child. Because of World War II and World War One, it's their fault. And we are now 3 generations on from World War II, technically, yeah? But yet, we bring up the Holocaust like it's yesterday. So you bring up things historically like it's yesterday, and at the end of the day, this Bible that's in my phone, it's a book that's historical. It's historical facts. So you're going and saying, I'm a bishop of church. We don't deal with ancestral drama, but we're going to talk about Moses and the way he drove through these lands, where he held onto what God's promises, and he did this, he did that. You know what I'm saying? That the Israel people, we need to take the example. Then when it comes to slavery, we need to forget that part. You know what I'm saying? Carry on with life. It's just absolutely, when you feel like you can remember. You know what I'm saying? When you feel like it, you can cost down. When they realize, oh yes, we beat Napoleon. He was evil. Wait. When it suits your narrative, you know what I'm saying? We'll bring up history. Yeah. When it doesn't suit us, we don't do ancestral guilt. You know what I'm saying? At all, whatever. So, but no. Yeah, but sorry, I can just go on. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't get past
you said it. You said it all. I mean, selective. Selective storytelling, selective rage, just selective. We're not gonna hold our ancestors. We're not gonna be affected by what our ancestors did. So we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to apologize for it. It happened in the past. So we don't want no part of it. Selective.
100% selective, bro.
When he carries on, I'll see what he said. What selective?
Yeah,
and it's just.
Yeah.
It vexed me. This was a very hard watch because it vexed me, and this is somebody who is a
former bishop,
a minister, and not only that, was chaplain to the Queen in the royal palace, and this is how he sees
black people.
And in regards to the transatlantic slave trade, that the Church of England, the head of the Church of England, Justin Welby, shouldn't apologise. He has nothing to apologise for. Although the facts speak for themselves, that the Church of England, not that they endorsed it, chattel slavery, but they was part of it. They theologized it, meaning they gave a rational theological underpinning into why this is allowed, and this is why this is part of God's plan, and how we're going to benefit. For him to say that, I'd have to end up repenting if I really say what I really want to say, because it vexes me. That's his stance.
Yeah, bro.
As
a man of God.
As a man of God.
Because in this, so you put yourself in bishop, bro. You're meant to be a man of God. But the thing is as well, and I think Church of England people, if you check this out, you can quote me if you want. Queen Elizabeth was the queen that basically, the first, was the one who sent out basically the notion to colonize. She said to colonize because she got a letter from the current bishop of Church of England to say, I think we need to do this colonizing thing and spread the good word. But the colonized thing, we need to do it because the Spanish and the Portuguese are locking down the place, and they did it in the name of Jesus from a Catholic perspective. You know what I'm saying? And they justified their nastiness with that. So, and that's why you see England hit the Americans very late. Historically, because they were always chasing the tail with when it came to the Portuguese and the Spanish. They were always on it. So what you have to realize is that the church wrote the first letter, the bishop of that church, to say, go out there, colonize, do what you need to do, take over this world. And when England became the biggest tyrant this world has ever seen. And I say tyrant, whether you like it or not, because it wasn't a good reign. They never took charge of Hong Kong in a nice way. They never took charge of India in a nice way. You see them old films of them being carried by natives in a little, not horse, but children and little short people carrying them. Bro, it wasn't nice, bro. It wasn't nice. And when they're taking over, it was not nice for the locals. You know what I'm saying? So so they with the letter, I'll find out the details, like what reverend said that, but I know I was watching something and it was part of it wasn't something against the church. It just said that Reverend so-and-so wrote a letter to the Queen saying, I advise that we go this colonized way. And that's why the business at the time, it was always the Royal Indian Company, it was the Royal African Company, because they were signed off by it was like the private arm of the monarchy. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was important that we get these contexts to see how much the church was involved with his corpus, and the church was around them tables.
There was at the round. There was heading. There was at the head of it.
They get their little cream anyway. Still, my guy there. Still, bro. Look, listen, bro. You got your vicarage paid off by who?
We don't believe in tainted money either. It's as if the Archbishop has an idea that there are sort of gold ingots somewhere which are stained with somebody else's blood. Money doesn't work like that. And once again, there is no money that we make accountable and treat as though it kind of carries a level of guilt with it. And most importantly, Christians don't believe in racism. We believe, that may sound a strange thing to do, but the trouble is racism is much too narrow a concept. The idea we fall out with our neighbor just because because of the color of their skin is ludicrous. All kinds of reasons why people dislike their neighbors. And to be a Christian is to no longer see anybody in racial terms at all. You can't be a racist if you're a Christian, and if you're a racist, you're not a Christian. So the thing to do is.
Wow. So here's.
Sigh.
Before I get onto him talking about racism,
you're speaking of what way could I say something without getting sacked tomorrow? Is the way? How can I bring this across where they will believe I'm still a Christian afterwards? Because you can't be a murderer, you can't be a child pedophile, you can't be a messed up dude and under the banner of Christianity. Yes, you can. I'm afraid because you got to guard your heart, bro. You have to maintain this walk.
It's crazy. So.
But wait. You can't.
So here's the first thing.
Go on.
And even just going off the back of him saying we can't be held accountable, or they can't be held accountable, but you can reap the benefits of your ancestors, though, innit? Mm-hmm. So if your ancestors and if your family have left you wealth, would you say no? I can't ancestrally, I can't benefit from that. So for him, there's not such a thing as ancestral guilt. Then should there be such a thing as ancestral benefit? That don't make sense. Do you know what I mean? So again, selective, but to go on and say that to be a Christian, you can't be racist. Now in an ideal world, if he's saying in an ideal, but in talking reality, bro, where is he been? This is why it's like, where has he been living? You know, one of them ones, like, where has he been living? Who is he? You know, when people say, I've got black friends, or I've got Asian friends, I've got white friends. Like, I would love to know how many friends who aren't white does he have, and if they hold the same view to say, you know what, you're right, brother. There's no such things as racism in the church. There's no, and if there is, and he's saying if there is, they're not Christian. If there is a racist and a Christian, they're not really a Christian. What is he really talking about? Because the very fact that the Church of England are doing this, it's not because they've made it up. It's not because it's because of the reality that their theology and their practice were racist. So I don't even know. You can't. If he's saying that it's not such a thing, then where do you go with that? Like, how do you even? How do you have a conversation with somebody who doesn't even believe that the very thing? Do you know, like trying to? It's like trying to. Obviously, we don't debate, or you can't really argue with people who don't believe in something because you're starting at two different points. You can't reason with somebody to say God exists. When they don't believe that God exists, already you're starting at a different point. And I know people debate it, but you're never going to get to a point where they're already going to... So how do you get to a point where his position is the church and racism is incompatible? Now, ideally, we would love that to be the case, but we know that's not been the case.
God and racism is incompatible. Yeah? You know what I'm saying? You're 100%. But the church... unfortunately, is such a man-made entity right now at this moment in time. It's got all our fingerprint. It's got our fingerprints and footprints. But, you know what I'm saying? But you're totally right in one sense, bro. He's right in one sense that the purity, the holiness. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you got holiness there, and you're saying, can racism fit in holiness? No.
Of course it can't.
They cannot.
But we know it. But
holiness is not the church, right? And when I say church, I'm not saying people are not living great lives, but I'm afraid people holiness not going in some. And at the end of this, and this is sometimes how why sometimes people have got away with murder in the church, called like abusing the children, like abusing their wives and their husbands, because they said, oh, he could never do that. He's a great Christian. He ain't. No. If you don't guard your heart, You know what I'm saying? Satan comes in and it does that. And if you're uneducated, because obviously he's clearly uneducated, this minister, when it comes to the reality shows that basically how the perspective of this world, he's been educated. When he referred to as it's American issue, I know how you get educated in this country. I was educated in a white school about racism. It's a southern state and South African apartheid situation. It has nothing to do with Caribbean. When we got Satan to the Caribbean, we got made housewives and we did dug things out and we got looked after, they washed our clothes and we looked fresh and nice. No, slave trade in the Caribbean was worse than the United States. It's so much worse that the mortality rate was way higher, if that's the correct phrase. In the Caribbean, you had to bring a lot more slaves. The reason why Haiti rebelled is because they brought too many slaves to the island. One time they bought 8,000 islands and then 8,000 people, and the French went crazy. And then all of a sudden, then people go, "Hold on a second, brethren, we know, yo," and two side of them took over the island and just mash up the place. End of the day, still here, guys. We were mistreated. We were taught. We were just as bad as what you see in them southern state. We were treated, if not worse, because the most closest people to the African DNA are in the Caribbean and Brazil. Because them were the places where the last boats were going to full. You know what I'm saying? America, that there was more generations being born. In they developed cocoa, hot chocolate. Cadbury's did, because they were looking at ways of trying to look after the women while they're having children. So they needed to just boost, like looking for basic nourishment. You know what I mean? And they found it with cocoa, and they put milk with it, and they thought, this tastes nice. And then they developed it into what we call now hot chocolate. That's why black people love it so much, innit? Milo got mixed up, you know. As it goes deep, you know, bro. You think about it. I wonder why we go to Costa.
Milo's a classic.
Listen, boy, you go to Costa, and all black people do is ask for hot chocolate, you know.
Leave Milo alone, man. Leave that alone.
But no, the guy's out of order, bro. It's absolutely, and it's scary. The young man that's next to him now, you can almost say that's his grandson. Which, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro. This is what we're doing. This is not a video from 1975, man. This is audio from this year, right now.
And he was a chaplain to the Queen. Crazy.
Yeah, bro.
If the Archbishop doesn't like racism, is to make more people Christians and to make Christians more Christian. What he's doing is a sub-Christian nonsense.
Well, and indeed, some of the things that he has apparently been doing, or certainly under the church's name, have actually been willingly baptising people who are certainly not Christian in order for them to game our asylum system. And what I thought was interesting about that as well is that they initially denied all of this stuff and said there's nothing to see here. And now, a couple of months later, they've decided to launch a review into it all. But look, thank you very, very much. It's great to have you on. I'll have you back on, because no doubt it's only a week or so until Welby does something else like this. As the former chaplain to our late Queen Elizabeth, Dr. Gavin Ashenden. Now, following this announcement of the new one.
Wow.
So, guys,
don't. If you can't manage, I just about could manage that.
And this is why this inspires me, bro, to do Affinity Extra, because we need to be able to talk about these things so the public can hear a different perspective. And not to say I'm not saying to delete. Guys, I'm not saying to report these videos. These videos just justify why we do what we do. This video justifies why we need white people, white Christians, white true Christians to stand up and says, you know, we're going to be white advocates against racism. Against the fact that black people are mistreated in this country still to this very day. Let's not get twisted. You cannot bring out videos like this and talk about the Archbishop and not, you know what I mean? And I know this station is getting played. Let me just, how many subscribers got? 1.2 million subscribers. You know what I'm saying? It has an influence. I don't think this station is too old either. So I'm saying, so this is gonna be rising through the ranks, bro.
I think it's a newish.
Yeah, because you got LBN has been LBC's been going on for a while still, yeah. But now I've seen these guys come up, and it's almost like it's a case of going, okay, we want a far right, not quite that far, but far enough to get away with it online, to get to, and you know, bro, and they got the influence, and this is what I'm saying. You know, I'm saying to black people who are out there going, what's the point of just talking about this? The point of like this is because we have people in our community coming onto these stations and justifying far right views. You know, ultimately that's what it is for, and it almost justifies anarchy. You know what I'm saying? And it's been instigated by the church. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, while we keep on doing what you're doing, I don't say I agree with everything what you do. I don't agree with everything what you have and whatever. But you know, fair play to the dude. You know what I mean? We might not get £1 billion, but if you're gonna find £1 billion fund, please spend it properly. Please invest it into the right places. I don't know how you would do it. And it could be seen as, bro, getting buildings into the right hands. You know what I'm saying? We struggle because we don't have any foundation with building spaces. It's about giving building spaces to community projects. You know what I mean? Not so much churches, but community projects. You know what I mean? That they can actually impact this community through a Christian lens. You know, so yeah, bro. Yeah, but that's how I'm feeling, bro. But I had to put it out these guys this video. I know it's a tough video. I know it's edgy. You know, sometimes you get one of the ones that just kind of drain you. But but you know what I'm saying? I don't know what else you want to add from your perspective, bro.
Yeah, I think, and then him talking about the asylum seekers and
getting saved. Oh,
you know, them, you know,
they're getting falsely baptized.
I mean, to overgeneralize, it's damaging, and it's really harmful rhetoric, as if to say only any asylum seeker are doing it just to gain asylum. I mean, we don't know, but to only just even if there are one or two or a few people using that loophole, people will use various loopholes or will do things, but to generalize it like that is really damaging. But in your point to say in regards to the 1 billion fund, I don't know how I feel about. It's a good thing, but then part of me thinks it's almost like they want to control, and that narrative. Like, if you're really gonna do it, you got to give.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You got to give, because it's the same way like certain museums will hold on to certain items as if, we know it's not ours, but we don't want to give it back because it might be, you might not look after it. How are you going to tell people that's their things? You have to give it. Bro. You can't tell people how to look after their things. So
I did a podcast about that, bro. Just on the kind of side, you know, it's a law that stops them from sending it back.
Imagine that. Imagine
they made a law that supersedes the museum's choice, so they can't send it back.
Imagine that. Imagine
I'll just teeth the things back, bro.
You can't teeth your own things. Imagine that. So it's not even law.
I TV for
it's not even lawful.
You want it back.
So imagine how do you even reconcile that to say you've committed a crime over something that's yours? It's absolutely bonkers, and them are the kind of things that's actually maddening that we'd even justify and allow those things to be even just to even think about it. It's mad in my head to think, how are you even going to justify it?
Yeah.
Like, it don't make sense. You've taken something and now you've made a law to say you can't give it back. So if someone wants to take it back, they've now broken the law.
Man.
What?
Yeah, man.
But and to me, the same way this whole billion, like the money that they're saying to give, again, I just think they're going to want to do it in a way where they have that sense of control. Because other people they're just throwing the money away. Again, you can't really. How are you gonna try to police and to govern something that really was not really yours?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you should give back what you've taken. So do you know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't know, but it's a good thing. But I'm still also like, practically how it works out, that tinge of control, and that tinge of still colonialism is still cloaked in it for me.
100%, bro. 100%.
That's my closing. That's my closing thoughts on it.
Yeah, man, that was quite a great draining thing. We're gonna go and get some goods, get ready for some Saturday soup for tomorrow, man. Because boy, you need something. Yeah, I say, yo, bro, you need something hard after that one still. Yeah, but guys, it shows you, you know, before we get the 1 billion, we need to be educated on how to spend the 1 billion. Before we get the 1 billion, we need to be. So for me, before reparations financially, we need to get reparations education wise, because it's clearly that as black people in this country, we've been poorly educated, and we need to build up the education and the trueness of how we stand within Christianity. Maybe starting to pull down some, you know what I mean, changing the colours of Christianity. I think educating people the truth, because a lot of that young man's approach to Christianity, to blackness, is obviously because he's been educated away. We need to actually invest in terms of how media portrays black people. There's so many things that I believe that need to be done, because you give somebody with a slave mentality £1 million, they will just they'll burn it. But if people understand and really realize who they are, they'll be more into generational wealth. So there's a lot of education that needed in our churches. There are setups, because our churches are set up colonially. They're set up around single family thing. If you give some of our churches the money, it's be only one family seeing it. They won't be setting up, they won't be building the church holistically for the community. Our churches are closed, bro, all week long. Not every church, majority of them in the black community. If they were open, bro, and a hub for community people, then it would be a different thing. You know, they're already free in their mind, but they're still closed. So anyway, so there's one man, that's a whole new other thing in itself. Guys, you know, you can put in the comment what you think and how you feel. But anyway, that's how I feel, and that's a challenge that we're putting out to our churches. If there is a 1 billion out there, are you ready to spend that money that will benefit not only you, but the black community?
Yeah.
Because that's what that fund is there for.
Yeah.
Not the black church, the black community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Ready?
It's Roger over and out alongside Superintendent Reverend David White. You know what I'm saying? Of the Western Holiness Church. You know what I'm saying? Here on a brief visit of I was saying Birmingham, not Alabama, but in Birmingham, West Midlands. So he's gonna beat me up on these ones anyway. Still, yeah, you know. But listen, guys, nothing but love, and thanks again, man. And thanks again, Dave, for your time, man.
You, man.
Nothing but love, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, this is your bishop. This is your bishop from Rock Solid. Thank you so much for watching us on YouTube. Thank you so much for clicking and subscribing, and also sending these videos to other people as well. We are so hungry to get your support. So remember, check us out on our website, and also check us out on Insta, and wherever you want to find us on Spotify. You can play us all day as well. And just make sure that you are supporting this channel, that we are developing our agenda towards music of black origin, and that is gospel music with a message. So please walk with us on this journey. Bye now.